this is Ina with Innichka Chef, and welcome to my kitchen. In these days, the holidays, we are bake a lot. And today another recipe. I show you traditional baked goods, which is so yummy and so popular. It's natural. This recipe I was promised myself to share to all of you, and especially for people from my church, for church family. It came from one of the gentlemen from our church who came last year and shared with me. His name is Neil, and now he's 89, I think. I'm not sure. And he just moved to his nursing home. And last year, that was the last year when he, I can say, made natural, but he was participate in teach me how to make it. That was so cute and so special. And now I have his recipe. He gave to me, and I say make a lot of knots, and I will promise try to follow as close as possible to this recipe. Maybe with little tiny bit of changes, but not much. I promise, Neil, if you will see this video as much as possible, I try to stick with your ingredients and directions, which is hard for me. So this is so yummy, and been tradition in our church. He would make around holidays and share with everyone. He's first generation American, and his mom came from, I believe parents came from West Ukraine, and he believes this is traditional Ukraine recipe, which is my mom made differently, and that's what passed to him, and he was so precious when he decided to share with me his family recipe. Let's do it. For this delicious nut roll pastry, you can eat for breakfast or snack or dessert, up to you. We need pretty simple ingredients, but takes a little bit of time. Kind of like all European desserts, and deserve some time. And this time of the year, once a year, I'm sure you can do for special occasion and use the best ingredients. I will stick with everything what Neil recommended me. He was such a big inspiration, and I want to do as much as possible what he did. So here we go. We need flour, we need sugar, salt, vanilla extract. He recommend evaporated milk, and I'm using goat milk. That's just what I have. We'll need 2 cups. Eggs, activate yeast, and butter. And I'm even using butter, the kind he recommends, regular American butter. Normally I'm using Irish butter, but he said, you know, it's too yellow, most likely had coloring in. I was laughing, it was so sweet. So he said, use regular butter. So that's what I stick with today. It's a big exception for me. Nuts. We used walnuts. His recipe says pecans or walnuts, either one, and amaretto. Using Italian liquor amaretto. We don't need a lot, so you don't need to spend a lot of money to buy the most expensive amaretto, but if you have one, use. If you don't have, I use almond extract, and will work just fine. I try, and you can tell any difference. I decided to add some almonds as well. Since we use an amaretto, it goes nice together, so we'll use 50-50 nuts, but you can stick with one kind, or pecans, or really mix of all of them. It's up to you. It's your nut roll. Use both of your nut roll. Let's do it. First, we need to make a sponge, which is the activate yeast. In these days, and this activate yeast, it's not necessary to do, but that's what we did, and that's what recipe called for, and that's what we are doing. Also, for this recipe, you don't need any equipment. You can use mixer and food processor to cut dough, but I will show you how to do by hand, and it's easy, I promise. So 2 packages of yeast, and now we need 2 cups of milk. It probably will go 1.5 of your canned milk. Actually, maybe 2 cups. Just a little bit I need to add. There you go. We need to warm up. I'm going to warm up in microwave. nice and warm, about 55 degrees. Not, you don't want hot because you will kill your yeast. Just slightly warm. And warm, the reason why warm, because we want to speed up process, right? Another thing we're going to add to feed yeast, 1/4 cup of flour and 1 tablespoon of sugar. And I'm using unbleached organic all-purpose flour and canned sugar organic as well. Sponge is sitting and activating yeast. We start work on a dough, and this dough, it starts kind of like pie crust, if you remember how we made. So we need flour, 8 cups, and please measure correctly. We need some sugar, 3/4 cups. And some salt, 1 teaspoon. And now give nice whisk. So you can use this old-fashioned dough cutter for pie crust. I love work with dough. So if you not enjoy, or if you're in rush, use food processor, save your time. But for me, it's like meditation. I love it, especially in the morning when no one around. I mean, no one, it's children, and it's quiet, and I have my cup of coffee, and I can play with dough. And now we need to separate egg whites from egg yolks, and we're going to save egg yolks for the filling, so make sure nothing gets to egg whites. And egg yolks goes to the yeast mixture. If you get little bit egg whites to egg yolks, not big deal. But if it's other way around, egg whites we cannot use later on. And now whisk egg yolks with bubbling yeast mixture, and we add, I almost forgot, a little bit of vanilla. Not little bit, let's do 2 teaspoons. It's a holiday, everything has to be delicious. And when it smells nice, it more likely will taste nice. And now we need to marry those 2 ingredients, dry and wet. I'm going to use mixer just to save my time, but it's entirely up to you. You can make this by hand easily. With hook attachment. Start with slow. And here we go, nice ball, soft, very soft, nice dough. Now, cover with plastic and let sit for a couple hours, or until at least it doubles. I have to tell you, Neil said to me, Ina, I never wait that long. My dough never doubles, so don't worry about that. As soon as you make your filling, while dough resting, you're good to go. But I have to show you and prove you, it did. I made this morning. You see difference? It's, I would say, triple. So now, the dough is beautiful, gorgeous dough. Look at this, gorgeous, gorgeous dough. Now we need to divide into 9, 10 pieces. Depends how big you want to have nut roll. I'm not too specific, so if it's one smaller, one bigger, not big deal. To 9, 10 pieces. You can do 8 if you want big nut roll. and make like little balls. And when you make your ball, try to tuck everything inside and place on a greased with olive oil or really with butter, anything, your baking sheet. And now let's just rest just a few minutes while we are working on our filling, nuts filling. Mentioned earlier, I like to do half and half. So I need 2 pounds of nuts, and I will do 1 pound of walnuts and 1 pound of almonds. Few escapers back, and now almonds. Same 1 pound. And Neil was very specific about this. Nuts has to be almost to the paste. It's very important. One time I tried without process nuts to the paste and left little pieces, and they actually broke and tear this delicate and very beautiful dough during baking and when we apply on the dough. So it's important when it's nice and smooth, almost like a paste. So keep going. Almost. Love how nuts smell. Taste, it's very fine. The egg whites we save, add to the mixture with whisk attachment and a pinch of salt, just a pinch of salt. Salt always helps egg whites to get whisk well. And now we need to warm up milk. So milk, one cup and 1/3 of cup, 1 stick of butter. We warm up and wait until it's nice and melted. Also, we add some sugar. 1 cup of sugar. Now mix all together. Seems it's a lot, 1 cup of sugar, but we have 2 pounds of nuts. Remember, so we need to have that filling nice and sweet. It's dessert. So we have all components for our filling, which is nuts. It's the main ingredients, the key ingredients, a lot of nuts. I also have nice recipe to use poppy seed filling. It's popular as well in all Slavic countries and popular in America, who came from that part of the world. They carry this tradition, especially around holidays. And I will share with you someday, but this season it's with nuts. I love nuts and I love poppy seed. Nice nuts in. Now we need to add our nice warm scalded milk with sugar, which is completely dissolved, and butter. And his original recipe for amaretto calls only 2 tablespoons, but I do remember very specifically he said, let me try. He did make a little shot, try, and then he said, no, 2 tablespoons will not do. Let's do 1/4 cup. So that's what we're doing, 1/4 cup. Smells very nice. I love. If you love almonds, it smells really nice. And it's holiday. Add a little bit boost to your baked goods. and mix one more time all together. Looks like a cloud of our egg whites. We gently going to fold in just to keep air in, so we all the fluffiness and whipped egg whites offered to us, we're going to preserve and save. So fold nice and slow. Move your bowl, and with one motion in one way, you fold with spatula. Look at this, it's gorgeous. And it's done. As you see, each bowl of dough is nice and puffy, it's a nice rest and ready to be rolled. I actually got 12, so they won't be too big. Try to roll into rectangle as much as possible, that way it will be easier to roll. And I remember I was rolling and he would come to me and said, Ina, thinner, please thinner. People like when it's thinner, plus you will get more rolls. That was so sweet. And I think he's right, people like when it's thinner. Everyone likes more filling than dough. But this dough, I promise, is delicious. Is look how thin. It's kind of like cookie dough, something between cookie and pie crust dough. It's delicious. You won't eat this dough. Alright, I think the first one is ready. Oh my gosh, it's so delicious. I can eat this with spoon as it is, and my boys probably will finish up if they see this. Gently, very gently. This dough is very delicate, soft. Has plenty of fat as well, so it will be delicious. A little bit of sweeteners. Oh yeah. Put on a baking paper we sealed down. And now cover with plastic wrap or slightly wet damp kitchen towel, and let's rest for at least 30 minutes, at least. I recommend to rest. And a recipe that Neil brought to me, and the way he makes, he never let rest. From making to stick to the oven 350 degrees immediately, which is against all rules, so I'm not going to do that. Sorry, Neil, I'm not following you in this part. So we'll let rest, and then we're going to egg wash and bake. All right, 1 hour later, I actually was very patient and I let rise longer, so I can show you difference. Look how nice and puffy they are, ready to go. The very last step left to do is egg wash. So for egg wash, I'm using eggs and a little bit of water, and gives nice shiny look. Nice. Just very lightly, gently egg wash them. You see how they expand, almost looks like nuts try to get through. The dough is very thin and delicate, and lots of filling. That's what we like. Can't wait to see how it will look inside when you cut. It should have like nice spiral. Yes. And my mom always did poke a little bit a hole just to make sure they will expand some steam and release steam while they are baking, so they won't break as much. And I hope they won't break at all. You see the gas trapped? You see how nice? Nut rolls finally ready for the oven, 325 degrees for 30 minutes. Then we'll change to 350 and we'll keep another 15 minutes. And now our natural almost ready. You saw how nice and brown, but they're not fully cooked inside. So we we rise temperature to 350 and keep for another 15 minutes. But keep eye on, your oven may be different. Welcome back. It took 45 minutes to bake, but look how beautiful and gorgeous they are. They a little bit cool down so I can touch. And let's try and see what it is, if it's good or not. I can wait. This one seems like the best looking. Or maybe this one. They're nice and soft. Oh my goodness, it's so good. So good. Let's see if they look inside as good as outside. They're still nice and warm. Oh yes. Look at this. Smells so buttery. I can wait to dig in. Oh yes. Oh my gosh. So good. Holiday in one bite. It's not very sweet, but it has plenty of sweetness. Nutty flavor. Oh my goodness, it's so great with cup of coffee or tea. Wonderful with hot chocolate or really nice warm. It's perfect for the weather what we have outside night. Dark and gloomy. This natural will make me smile tomorrow morning as well. It's delicious, well worth it. It's a big portion. We make 12 nut rolls. If you don't need this much, scale down in half and make smaller. And I'm sure your friends, family, loved ones will appreciate it. Hard work, but well worth it. And you can freeze now. When it's reach room temperature, wrap in plastic wrap or some kind of Ziploc bag, freezable, and freeze. And can be in freezer up to 6 months. So it's nice when you have unexpected guests or someone is sick and you have to visit in hospital. It's nice gift to bring. It's nice, people like, and delicious and good for you. It has so many nuts and so many good stuff. And enjoy. Thank you for your support. Give me a like and subscribe. Check my Patreon if you like to support my channel. Also share with your friends, family, on your media, or really leave a comment below. I would appreciate that too. Bye. See you next time.